Hi, this video is about me giving my thoughts on the article Children's Books Still Promote Gender Stereotypes by Tricia Lothar. And the article is basically explained in the title that there are still so many gendered labeled for girls and boys, and how it's wrong to say, oh, these interests, these trucks and building blocks and stuff like that is for boys, while these butterflies and pink and cupcakes is for girls, and how children should be able to decide what their own interests are. And I really agreed with the article, and I thought it made a lot of good points. So it started out saying that companies petition to remove boy and girl labels from books, just so that children can decide their own interests, because that's really important. And because children take these labels seriously, and if a boy sees a girl label on a book, they're going to not want to read it because they don't want to be labeled as girly. But if you leave that label off the book and they just happen to want to read a book that may have been considered girly, then they can do that if they're not labeled. So I definitely agree with this. And then the article also stated that children are more likely to conform, and once they conform with these, they're more at risk for bullying in school and low self-esteem. So it shows that there really are negative effects to gender labeling of reading materials. It's especially bad with like coloring books and activity books, but there's also a lot of like classic books that are labeled as for boys or girls, and they just kind of slap the label on there, which is really unnecessary and doesn't help them with sales at all. So it doesn't really make sense why they would be doing that, because they're cutting off half of their marketing. And one of the big points that the article made is that it's not all about the actual books that the kids are reading. They're not saying the books aren't gendered, it's the marketing employees for these books that are gendered. And like I said, it really doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't respect the children or give them a choice to what they want to be doing. So if we can get them to stop marketing books in a boy and girl way, that makes sense for everyone. And a lot of the examples they gave is just like cookbooks for boys and girls and classic novels that they just decided on. And even like the Bible was marketed a boy's Bible and a girl's Bible, which is kind of ridiculous and very unnecessary. Another aspect of the article, which I found really disturbing, is that male protagonists are overrepresented. Their male protagonists in children's books are 2-to-1, and this is really not equal. And some reasons that publishers give is because they don't think that a boy will read a book with a girl protagonist, but a girl will read a book with a male protagonist, which I think doesn't make sense, and we should give kids more credit than that. One example that I had thought of is I remember hearing that J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, originally wanted to make her protagonist, Harry, a girl, but she knew that her books would sell better and go to a wider range of audience if she made the protagonist a boy. And I mean, she was right, because they're very successful books, but it's just sad that she felt that she couldn't have the protagonist be what she wanted to be in order to sell to a wider audience. And it's not just like liberals and stuff who want this. Many parents feel their kids are limited by gender, and it doesn't make sense to reinforce these gender stereotypes on kids who don't even know what they are yet. And it just would be more helpful for them to let them decide what their own interests are. Especially one of my experiences with gender is that I work at a daycare, and a lot of the toys there we don't really give a gender to them. You know, we have baby dolls for everyone to play with, and we have dress-up clothes for everyone to play with. And sometimes the little boys will want to put dresses on, and we are not a gendered place at all, and I think that's great because the little boys will run around in dresses and like we think it's funny and cute, but they put it on, they like it, and it's not that they want to be a girl, they just want to wear the dress like their classmates. And sometimes we'll put little ponytails in the girls' hair, and the boys will want ponytails too. And there's definitely, kids don't see the gender lines like we do, and I think that just proves how much it is a societal thing, and that we should get rid of the stereotypes instead of reinforcing them. So, yeah.